Her Excellency, our dear mother, the wife of the late President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Muhammad Buhari.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Your Excellency.
Yeah, that one is the governor of, I think, Katsina also, right? Vanity. They have all these, but at the end of the day, there is a time in their life that they just feel like, man, maybe they shouldn't have been that covetous, like they shouldn't be that much like greedy and all that, but it won't change anything, would it? Maybe not really. So 600 billion naira was allegedly left behind by the sole administrator of Rivers State at the end of the state of emergency rule in Rivers. And the governor, Foolbara, was accused of spending this money without appropriation by the State House of Assembly. I later figured out that, the National Assembly passed the Rivers State budget for 2025. So Foolbara was just like spending the money approved by Akpabiole. But 600 billion, well, a few days ago, he himself kind of like said, yes, he met 600 billion. And then we thought that the blah around it. It's been hanging there in the archive. Listen.
When we left during the emergency rule, our records are there. We left over 300 and something billion. When we came back, we met about 600 and something. Every penny that we're spending, the record is there. And evidence of it will be shown within now and the next 6 months. So there is no issue on what are we doing with our money. What are we doing with the money they made? At least nobody can take away my sincerity, my genuineness. I am not associated to anything that has to do with fraudulent acts. If there is one thing I can say and do that I'm even proud of, is nobody can associate me with anything that has to do with any bad thing. So your money and the record of how your monies are being spent is intact. We have very, 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 very strong projects that we are doing. Maybe the reason why some persons believe that there is something that is happening that they are not aware. We don't believe in flagging of projects, except otherwise. We believe in commissioning them. We don't want to spend money just to flag up projects and also spend money to commission. So let's save you the money of flagging off and entertain you when we are ready to tell you that this is what we have done.
Somebody that for a whole year, he couldn't walk freely. With the Wike had to hide him inside the government house in Port Harcourt simply because the EFCC declared him wanted. Remember, EFCC declared him wanted over a 428 billion naira River State money that was misappropriated. With the Wike had immunity, Foolbara didn't. So EFCC declared him wanted. It was about to be grabbed. Wike dragged him and kept him and his family inside the government house. On the day he wanted to go and submit his own governorship interest form to PDP, if some of you will remember, where the Wike had to provide a special security that he was willing to actually like go to war with the EFCC if they made any attempt of arresting him. But he's standing before them there telling them that I am not associated with, but anyway, ish. And those who are sort of like worried that Tinubu and his gang have forged the new tax law. Before I even get to that, it was with his boss at a burial, right, in the States earlier today. That's a Foolbara. and with a weak.
Open up.
She's a person who loves and cares passionately about the needs of others. She tries to meet their needs and encourages and gives them others where necessary at time and energy. Better individual in society. Adieu, mommy. Praise the Lord.
So the what do you call it? The Tinubu's team have been accused of, with evidence, by the way, of doctoring what should be their gazetted new tax law that goes into effect in January. Okay, in the next few weeks or few days. So it is said that they've changed the scope of this said tax law that was signed. So the reporting rules altered to what you have on the screen now, right? So dollar requirement to pay tax in US dollars for some, right? And new appeal restriction, which includes that to appeal not payment of your tax, right? First of all, you probably have to drop the 20% of the expected tax. And some of these things were practically not really included in the original approved tax law. In the midst of all of that, the FIRS building was on fire. I'm like, no, this is online. They settled things online, so you don't actually have to own a building for that. But Nigeria now, the moment the head office of the FIRS in Abuja, they've changed their name as well to something FRG. It was on fire. Sorry about that. I know my voice was low, so pretty much not really. If you could grab what I said, right? So yeah, people were complaining about the tax law, that they forged it. And the evidence has shown that what the lawmakers approved and gave to Tinubu, then signed by him, is different from the one gazetted that they are going to implement in January. So a lot of people are telling them to stop the planned implementation of the new tax law in January, or it may throw Nigeria into serious chaos. But with evidence of this doctored tax law, right? The news of their FIRS building in Abuja burning, caught people like, oh, they were burning the document. I said, no, come on. This is 2025. The document is online, all right? Except the copy, the copy that Tinubu signed and the copy that they gazetted. The one is signed publicly was the one approved by the National Assembly. Sure you get. The one he now gazetted, which is also signed by him, is a different copy that includes some of the things that were never part of the approved one. So they're asking him to suspend it, but he's not going to suspend it. It is Nigeria. It's more or less like, people would find a way to adjust to it, but we'll see to that. So to those of you who are in Lagos, all right, just note that you might need more than just knowing about the law, especially those of you I just got back. If you are I just get back, IJGB in Nigeria right now, or in Lagos, okay, I advise you to probably ask the locals how to. One of you was actually quoting section 32, section something of Police Act to a policeman who is only interested in seeing how much he can grab from you, or any fault he can find on you, and then they grab something for Christmas, he quotes Police Act. How many Nigerian policemen actually knows their own police act? How many?
Section 29 of the Police Act says that the police should stop the driver on the road if there is suspicion for stolen goods. Say you don't know the Police Act? Yeah, no wala. Really smile.
In Lagos too, right? But section 29 for Nigerian police, high right. Here is my last one. Okay, this one is also from Lagos, where Wahhabi was at work. I mean, they are trying their best to make this dirty December pretty much like, I don't know, like a stress-free experience for you, but that is basically not going to happen, right? But this was Lagos, clearing the shanties and clearing the illegal structures, obstructing the structures as usual in their way, but it just never ends. Place, man, just never ends, you know, week in, week out, probably every day, you know. It's a mental place. There is a part of what Reno was saying earlier that I kind of like skipped. I think I could include it in this chat before we call it the night. Okay, that was the part where he wanted to tell us about his love for the Igbos. And I was like, okay, I mean, everything is said about the Igbos, all because of his supposed anger or reaction to how the obedient, were trolling him and the rest of that. So, and all the all the rubbish he said about the Igbos, he practically swallowed them. Like, I mean, not directly, but yeah. Do you want to hear that? Let me show you. Is here.
That I have for His Excellency Senator Orji Uzokali. I have a lot of respect for him because if you look at his life, going back to his youth when he was in Maiduguri, this is a man that believes in Nigeria, very pan-Nigerian man, dead to ethnicity, dead to religion, dead to religion. A lot of people don't know that. I know his history. I'm not going to go too much into that. One thing I want to say is that, unfortunately, for political reasons, I've had to be against Peter Obi because I am a very loyal person, loyal to my party and loyal to my country. And Peter Obi had run against my party, Waziri Atiku Abubakar. I was instrumental in bringing them together, and I felt a degree that I had to make my candidate win. And then after the October 26, 2022 verdict of the Supreme Court, I threw my lot completely and totally with my country and with the president of my country. And I believe that I did the right thing. And there's this perception by some that I was anti-Igbo, and nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. My ethnicity, my own ethnicity, I was a columnist on this day, I believe, from 2016 till last year. So that's going to be about how many years? 8 years thereabout. I wrote 17 articles in praise of the Igbo people of Nigeria. 17. I have not written, I think I wrote one in defense of Okotiebo, who is a leading light for my people. I wrote one. But other than that, I have not written about my people. And there's no way I would do that if I don't have a lot of love and respect for the Igbo people. Some of you will go online and will just Google my children. I have a very beautiful child, and her name is Ebeli Chukwu. So I will not give my child an Igbo name if I don't have a lot of love, affection, affinity for the Igbo people. I will not. Also, and I want you, if you're watching this, to don't take my word for it, just verify, because I tend to leave a digital footprint. During the lockdown, I gave out slightly over $10,000 to Nigerians, just as support. And 40% of the people who got that support were people of Igbo origin. And how you know? Because once we give out the money, we tweet or rather now they say X, we post the receipts. So you can actually go back and look, because we use the hashtag. And then if you recall, in 2019 there was an Onitsha market fire. A lot of people just allowed that fire to go by. I didn't. I donated money. I donated money for that Onitsha market fire. And then the Onitsha market traders, if you Google it, they did a video thanking me. Unfortunately, they called me Reno Omokri. That I have for His Excellency.
So, he's not sending me to Igbos. He did all of that for politics and yeah, the blah. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. Okay. To every one of you that always kind of like always show up, I always give it to you. Okay. Thank you. And please don't forget, share the broadcast if you haven't already. All right. I'm going to see you again. And yeah, you should have a wonderful weekend. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun nàmbà wá.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ lámọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún dáyàrí náyí bí nọ́mbà wán.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Jíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ó fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì máyé ègún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ ọ́ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún